So you guys all have everybody in this room has my training?
Yes.
No? We'll get that to you.
I have copies
You
in
can get
the
Matt a
office
copy.
already.
Okay. Everybody else has my training?
Oh yeah, you were writing along. I'll get you one.
John David can probably recite my training because
Yep.
he's been in it enough times. He's probably like, why am I here again?
It's all right.
It was all weird.
Bobby too, and Jackie's heard it a few times too. But, okay. Order. Discovery. I always, always, always do the inside cover of the survey. Okay? The inside part, not the outside, but that first sheet that says, you know, how often you vacation, blah, blah, blah. I do every single question on there. And do you have the survey? Is that the in-house survey? I want to show you people. Which survey? Right here, inside corner. It says owner survey on the inside. If you miss anything on that page asking them, which if you don't use it, you will, you'll miss a step. So I'm very methodical when it came to my presentation. And what really sucks is when you get to the end and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to ask that question. And then it's way too late. You know, it goes over, but there's certain ways to say things. Like instead of, do you stay in hotels and motels?
Mm-hmm.
I always said, not just with WorldMark, but all the travels you do all year, how many nights a year does your family do? Not just with WorldMark, you know, if you can't get in or we don't have something in a location. How many nights a year do you do? Okay, it's important. If they own other timeshares, that's important. You need to know that in the beginning. Ask all those questions, okay? Then I go into my teaching because this is the thing, is every owner that sits with us feels like they can't get in. They would use more if they could go more. They have to book 13 months out and they're all frustrated. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in order to gain their trust, you have to teach them how to get in. If somebody comes in with 7,000 credits with no travel share, and we think they're stupid because they have 7,000 no travel share, but every time they go to book a reservation, they can never get in, why the heck would they buy more of something they don't know how to use? So bonus time is and the wait list, that's why I go over bonus time in the wait list. It's not rocket science. It's very easy to figure out in my training how to do that. You need to spend 10 minutes going over this. Because the whole time, you could show them value, value, value of owning more, but if they don't know how to get in, it's worthless information to them. So that's why you need to defeat that objection right up front. The reason you can't get in is because nobody has taught you these two things. Okay? And it's helpful. When I came here last December, nobody in this room was here in December, but when I came here to do sales in December, no one was teaching this. I couldn't believe it, and we were doing great in sales, but if you add this, it's really, really helpful. Okay, so after bonus time in the wait list, I went into, which is the first diagram I'm going to do for you, the Trend West Wyndham Travel Share diagram. I defeat many, many objections. We'll see, it's been a while since I've done this. I defeat many objections with this diagram, okay? Now, I don't care if they already have travel share. A lot of owners bought credits because they knew they had to. They don't even realize why they had to. We'll see owners that have travel share that still don't like Wyndham. They still feel like they were forced into buying something else. This diagram I'll do, I don't even care if they own Platinum, I'll still show this, okay? Now, every owner needs to know a few things about WorldMark that a lot of us take for granted that they know because we do it every day. And that is, number one, that we're debt-free. All of our properties are paid for in cash. We don't have a mortgage on anything. We have over, is it $100 million? $100 million in debt-free real estate.
Billion.
Billion.
500 million.
500 million. There you go. I don't know. I used to know the number, but it's been a long time since I've done this. Figure out what it is. Look in the governing document.
It's the printed numbers, 500.
$500 million in paid for real estate. Okay? So we're debt-free. Number two, we're nonprofit. What does the nonprofit club mean? It means that what they do is they take all of the operating expenses of all 72 properties and they divide it among 290,000 owners. So if minimum wage goes up, a resort needs remodeled, if our maintenance dues goes up, it means an expense went up in a property. There's nobody that pads their pockets with money and profits on our dues. It's one of the reasons that we have 28% lower dues than any timeshare out there, and that's printed in the New Destinations magazine. 28% less than in any other timeshare. So I highly recommend the new destinations. There's like 4 pages in there I would show in every single tour. Okay? So, number 3, it's really important to remember, is the credits can never go up as what it costs to stay. So if you were going to take your family and stay in a destination location, I was just doing this on Nick's table 5 minutes ago. Everybody should do this. If you don't have credits, and you don't have enough, and you have to go stay someplace like Hawaii or Disneyland or somewhere destination, what's the average cost you're going to pay per night? Training involves
$350.
feedback. Okay. The most common answer is $200. Yes, where we stay usually $350, but the most common answer is $200. Nick's owners used $150. I will only correct them if they tell me less than $100 a night. If they tell me more than $100 a night, I just go with it. If they tell me $80, I say, this is not a roadside stop. We are talking about a vacation. You are not spending $80 a night going on a vacation, a destination location with your family. Okay, so $200. How much do you think that exact same property rented for 10 years ago?
80.
Very close, 100. It's doubled. So 10 years from today, it'll be 400. 20 years from today, it'll be 800. 30 years from today, it'll be $1,600 a night to stay in that same location. Now, a week in most WorldMark properties in a 2-bedroom is 10,000 credits. How many credits was that same resort 10 years ago? How many credits will that be in 10 years? 10,000. In 20 years, 10,000. In 30 years, 10,000. When my kids are taking their grandkids to Disneyland and their friends are paying $1,600 a night to stay in Disney, my kids will be paying exactly the same amount of credits in 30 years as I did today. They can never raise what it costs to stay in a property. Is that cool? Okay. I always point out those 3 things about WorldMark. Now, TrendWest was our marketer and developer for about 15 years. When you bought from TrendWest, you bought 2 things. WorldMark properties and promise of new ones. You've been an owner since 1999. How many properties did you have? 20. How many do you have now? 72. So we made do in our promise, didn't we? We gave you another 50 properties. You will always have those. These 2 things you're always going to have. You can give that to your children. No one can ever take this from you. But this is what was happening. Owners were coming in year after year, and they said, I can't get in. There's not enough resorts. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Disneyland. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to New York City. WorldMark doesn't do that for me. So why would I take all my extra vacation money and then put it into a system that doesn't do what I need it to do? Does that make sense? Basically, we didn't have enough flexibility. So we started to look to somebody that could provide that for us. Wyndham was the #1 company in the entire world for timeshare, #1 in sales by a landslide. #1 hotel franchisor in the world. They own about 3 out of 5 hotels that most people stay in. Flip open your book, show them the hotels. They're also the #1 exchange company in the world because our parent company, Wyndham Worldwide, owns RCI. Now, this company was a company that could give our owners the flexibility that they wanted. So what they did